Today we have another great product from Lasfit, the switch panel to be able to better control the lights on my truck. I've already opened this box, but yet again, nice quality feel to the material that it gets shipped in. And inside it you have all the required wiring, little breaker switch, more part of the wiring for it. The switch panel itself that all the lights will get run into with some extra fuses built into the lid. Everything's nice and labeled by the amperage. I like that a lot. So, you can wire it up properly easily. Nice quality, solid feel to it. Top's plastic, the rest of it's aluminum. I like that very much. Some double-sided tape. That was the packaging that it came in. Mounting bracket for the display panel for inside. Screws, more wires. So everything you need to have a successful time installing this onto your truck. Here's the light panel itself. So 8 different lights, or if you had a winch, you could even have that associated with one of the buttons. Yet again, real nice quality material made out of aluminum. This has some decent weight to it. I like it. Can't wait to get it installed in the truck. Instruction booklet comes with all kinds of stickers, 50 different stickers to put on here to tell you which light you have on it. This is going to, I think, look amazing inside the truck. And instead of having, 4 different switches for the light bar, the spotlights, the floodlights, having them all nice and simple on one switch is going to be absolutely amazing. And then you got some different mounting brackets for the switch panel and the box. It's nice. All labels. Ooh, these are textured too. I like that. And again, like all the products, it just has a real nice, everything always has a real nice quality feel. These aren't just little cheap stickers. These are actually textured. So it's going to match into this real nice. These are backlit also, by the way. So all kinds of options. So no matter what you're running, GPS, different fuel tank switches, all kinds of stuff. This is going to be great. And now let's get going on getting it installed. All right, so out here getting the switch panel installed with my neighbor Travis giving me a lot of help on this. So we got our negative turned off. We disconnected all of the power to the lights currently from here. Now we're going to reattach the power to the switch box from there. We got our relay hooked up. So one cord going into the breaker, the other one going into the box. This will get hooked up onto here. And then we're going to try to clean up these wires a little bit to start crimping them onto the switch panel. Right now we cut the ends off of the cords and we're just wiring it to the associated switch that we want to, which is a 20 amp for one of the pods. We think that should be pretty appropriate. And we're just going to do that for all 3 sets of the lights. This set, that set, and the bar up top. While we're doing that, rerunning these wires to the back side of the truck where we had them in the front before. All right, so update on where we're at in the install process.
All right, so we got all of our power wires going to the different light bars connected here. We've got all the grounds connected here as well. We're going to run the main ground back to the negative battery terminal over there. And then we should be in good shape here to test her out and see what she looks like.
Yeah, we're doing that instead of off the ground here because the wire itself would not fit around that. So we believe it'll come off that just fine, right?
Yep.
And then we cleaned up the wires a little bit, and yeah, not too bad looking so far. All right, so we got power running to it. Just didn't video that part. We hit the power button for 3 seconds, which got it nice and flashing and powered up. We put it through the passenger heated seat, so that still works just fine. And to show you what fuse we ran it to, 19 Colorado, it is that one, which was number, you know the number?
32.
F32. So if you pull the fuse out of F32, it is the passenger heated seat, and it'll still give you the ability to power everything up. So we made a slight change of fuse. We actually changed it to F59?
69.
69, which is the
RVC
slot. Just seems to give the power to it a little bit better. All right, next thing that we figured out is that we had to remove the relays, these, to be able to get the lights to power up. So Travis is currently cutting those parts off and doing that rewire. I am going to use this little soldering iron and just carefully melt this piece of plastic, just very slightly, so that this wire can run inside the fuse box. And that looks like enough. I need another hand to keep this plastic from building in that groove. A different tool would be good, but this is what I got on me. So, yep. And that should fit just about perfect. Just a slight solder down. Then we can put the cap back on it, and this part's complete. So still got to put the stickers on the lights. All the lights are working now, which I'll show in a minute. So I decided to mount it right here because I like my little crap collector, as I like to call it, over here. I might change it later or mount on the side panel. Just kind of press the wire between there and then tucked it up behind here over those, so it stays out of the way of the pedals behind those wires before it goes out the firewall through that grommet. So I think it looks great. I'll show the lights here in a second. All right, it's gotten to a point where it's too dark out to be able to see very well to finish this up, but pretty much we got everything packed into the side. This will end up getting secured to the side when it's light out. We got this nice and closed up, everything powers up, lines run up top for both sides of the lights, and they now work. All right, now that we have the switch panel successfully installed in the truck, one of the next steps I need to do is get all the buttons marked, so I know which of the buttons will be associated to which light on the truck. And we have all of our nice handy dandy options available. And one thing that I am personally doing is we have 5 different lights. So we have left, ditch flood, spot, the light bar on the roof, and then the right side, spot and flood. So on the stickers, what I am doing is we are going to use, for the spotlights, the left and the right, and then for the floods, they had the same little arrows on either side. So I'm just taking a Sharpie and crossing out one side of the arrows, so when I have it on there, I know exactly that this is going to be the left side facing flood, and that this one will be the right side facing flood. So when it gets a little bit darker out today, we will put those stickers on, so we can test each button so we know which button is associated to which light. And that'll just be easier to do from the truck when it is dark out here soon. All right, with the Lasfit switch panel finally installed on the truck, I want to go over some of the features of it. And for myself, I decided to put it down here because in a Chevy Colorado, you don't have a whole lot of other options for good mounting places. This side is full of your light and four-wheel drive controls. And then on the other side, I don't know why the camera won't focus, but then on the other side, you got your radio dash and infotainment system. With the bracket, it could be mounted up here in the cubby hole in front of the speaker, or you could potentially mount it in front of this, or down here in this box would make a lot of sense. The problem with that, why I didn't do that, is I drive a lot. I drive 20 to 30,000 miles a year, and I use this cubby space for all kinds of stuff. So I didn't want to interfering with the light panel and stuff potentially pressing on it. For a lot of people, that'll probably be a great mounting spot. For myself, not so much. But anyway, so we're gonna pop this off for a second to kind of go over some different things on this light panel box. And I touched it. All right. So I have yet to, all the 5 of the switches have been assigned. I just have not stickered them up yet. To kind of give a brief overview of that, if I hit that on, it'll just be in standby, kind of ready to go. Right now it's flickering because it's trying to auto adjust the light, because it will do that. And I got the light on the truck. If we were to turn it off, it should stop and then adjust to it a little bit. Other than that, right now we just got standard headlights on. I'm going to start associating these buttons, and so that just turned on the light bar. One pod light on, as you can see, that's the left side spotlight in yellow. Hit another button, which just turned on the floodlight on the right side. That turned on the other pod light, which is just tilted a little bit too far. I got to re-angle it so you can kind of see it turning on. That's the amber on the right, and the last one turns on the pod on the other side. So I need to associate all those with the stickers so I remember which one I am pressing. And then if I hit the middle button, the on off, I can turn them all off right now as they're in latching mode, so it'll just stay set to whatever you had it last set at. All right, so yet again, it's currently in latching mode. So if I hit the on button, it's going to turn all 5 of my lights back on, which are now back on outside. If I hit it again, it's going to turn all 5 off all at once. I can pick and choose which ones I want. So let's just say I just want the light bar on the roof, which I know is this one. It's just light bar on the roof. If I go back and if I just single hit that button, light bar off, hit it again, light bar on, off, on. Look how much brighter it is. Amazing. And then off again. And if I don't want it to turn on every time, you can just click it back off. Let's say we just want to turn that one on and this one on. So now we got our, that is our right flood and the yellow spotlight on the left. So now we can turn on, we just turn on the other flood. So I need to select stickers to remember which one is placed where. And they provide you a large selection of stickers to choose from to whatever fits your needs. As I previously stated, being I have each of the 5 lights independently set, I took the flood and I just kept one arrow sign on it, so I know that's going to be the right flood. And then associate on the other one, that'll be my left flood. And then the other ones with that just say left and right, we're going to use that for the spotlights. So the right spot, the left spot. And then I can put either the black or the Lasfit over the 3 that I'm currently not using. One day they get used. I want to add a winch one day to this truck. I want to add a backup light to the back side of the truck. I'm not quite sure what that's going to look like yet, whether it be a trailer hitch light or some kind of just brighter spotlight rear facing for when you're at camp. It could be used then, or just backing up in the woods. Pretty clearly it's a heavily wooded area, and the extra light makes a huge difference. So we know that last one is our light bar. We got little light bar, big light bar. We got a 42-inch Lasfit light bar that's as bright as the sun on this vehicle. So we're gonna take that sticker and just carefully line it up over that. Boom. So now it'll light up. We know that's our light bar. So if we go to the next one, we know that is our right side ditch light. So we will take the next sticker being, so we're right side flood. So we'll take our one with the right arrow. Yeah, peel that up. And then line it up nice and smoothly. So by blacking that out, this side won't light up, and it just makes it a little bit easier to see, and it still looks great. Obviously, you don't have to do that. Your setup might be different. For me, it just makes it a little bit easier that way. And then our next one on the block is, and I can always change how these are wired, I guess, so it makes more sense. Because that would make more sense if I move the wires to make that the left side flood when that actually just lit up the left side spot. So I'll probably end up changing which way we ordered these lights. We finished wiring this up in the dark, seeing it's that time of year where it likes to get dark out early. So we're gonna just put this here for now so we know where they're all currently at. Go ahead and turn them back off. And if we hold that, it'll keep the backlight on the blue. And I accidentally pressed it for too long, so it just entered into the mode change, which we'll get to in a moment. So this next one is our left side flood. If I turn that off, you can see a little bit better, all the glare in the windshield. So our left side flood, we got that sticker right here. And I could have used the cube lights on the front too. That would have made a lot of sense instead of left and right. And that's the nice thing, is you got plenty of stickers. You got redundant sets of stickers. So maybe I'll change it from left to right to cube light for my spotlights. Perfect. So that's the flood, which means the last one is going to be the right side spot. So we got our right side spotlight sticker. Boom. That's a little bit crooked. And yet again, stickers for everything. If you got, rear lights like I want a one-day ad, you could even attach this so it powers your heated seats or air-conditioned seats. If you had locking hubs, I have lockers. I'm already on a factory button with them, so I plan to keep it that way. If you had auxiliary power, you could do that. If you had a fridge, if you had your off-roading rig with one of those awesome refrigerator systems, you could do that with it. So really, you can do whatever you want. You even have the black ones. In theory, you could even just take a white pen and just write on that. If for some reason they didn't have what you wanted, but they got quite a bit of options, I would say. So now let's go through some of the different settings. So there's the 3 different settings available on this. Latching mode, which is where it stays on all the time. So like floodlight will just stay on, and it'll stay on until you turn it off. The next mode is the momentary mode, which it only stays on as long as you hit the button. So to do that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn them all off for a second, and then we're gonna hold this. We're gonna turn it on, hold it for a few seconds. It's gonna start flashing. So that's how you enter the momentary mode setup. And let's do it for the light bar and the right side flood. So we just selected those 2. If we hold it again, it's now flashing a little bit faster, which is for the next setting. But the next one we're gonna do again. So we're just gonna go through it twice. So now we're back to regular. So we turn the light on the truck back off so you can see it a little bit better. So if we touch, let's turn on our left side lights. They're gonna stay on all the time until we just decide to turn them back off. If we hit did we not set it right? Apparently I didn't set it right. You know what, we didn't go far enough in. So we will do that again because I messed that up. So we're gonna go into settings again. All right, we're on. Hit it again. First one is the setup for it to be latching. The second flash is the setup for the momentary. So we're gonna select these 2. So they lit up blue, that's right. Because red lights up for the latching, blue lights up for momentary. I am mistaken on that. So if we hit it again, we just hit the 3rd phase. So that's why the blue turned off. And if we hit it, hold, we're back to off, turn it back on. So it's a little bit dimmer now than when we had the lights on earlier with the auto dim feature. And we're gonna wait a second for this car to drive by down this snowy road because I don't want to blind him with the lights when we turn it on. So this time it should work. If we do left side, so we got the left spot, left flood, and now for the light bar, see how it just quickly flickers that it's on, and as soon as I release it turns it back off. Same with the right side flood. So I'll show you. So like on, off, on, off. As soon as I let go, it turns it off. So it's just momentary while you press it. Could be useful in a lot of applications. I see myself with these lights. Maybe if I had on a backup or if I had rock lights, I might want that, where maybe I just momentarily want to show what's around me from those angles. For these being front facing, I plan on keeping and latching so they stay on until I decide not to. So if we go back into our settings, so hold it for a few seconds. So flashing, so it'll set them if we wanted to all to that. But we'll do that again at the end. And then the second time, it's flashing a little bit faster. It lights up blue, which means you're setting it for the momentary. And if we hold it again, I held it too long, so I went back. So 1, 2. Now it should light green. Yep. So when you light them in green is strobe mode, which is pretty cool. I also like to call it rave party mode. So because if you set it in this format, as the name implies, I hit it too hard. All the lights are gonna strobe. Hold on, let me just hit the button long enough. All right, so now we're back to standby. So we had 4 of the lights go to strobe. So now they are strobing out, which looks pretty cool from the outside of the vehicle too. So that's the one that wasn't. The rest are in strobe. Could be a pretty cool feature if maybe you worked in construction or something like that and need to have the flashing lights on. I think it's pretty awesome that it'll strobe out. Kind of has that rave party vibe to it, but yet again, if you were in construction work or something like that, where you needed to have like flashing yellow lights or whatnot, this could be a great feature for you as well. And then we're just going to go back in there and hold it for a few seconds. And I want all mine to be set to latching because I want to be able to control when they, for me, I just want them all to stay on at this point. That's when I use them the most. This way I can easily just keep them on and turn them off when I have oncoming traffic, for example. And we are back in that mode. And I have great visibility all the way around me. And now I can just hit the red button and it'll turn them all off, which I love, so I can have them all just ready to go on or off. Can just go and select which ones I want. I love that light bar. That light bar is incredible. Just so massively bright. That mixed with the floods on the side just give you so much visibility. Takes it from driving at night to driving in the day. I mean, let's compare how powerful these lights are just compared to headlights. That's headlights, stock headlights on a Chevy Colorado. That's the brights. And then we can go yellow spotlight. And then apparently that one was, I just, yet again, as I stated, I got to readjust it over a little bit. But so amber's, or that's amber spot. Wait a second, that's amber spot, yellow spot, flood, flood, surface of the sun's 42-inch spotlight in white. And then you can even just turn them all on. You can see whatever you want. I do need to readjust those spotlights though. Have them pointing off a little bit more to the side. And there you have it. And then when it gets light out here, I will go under the hood and point out some more awesome features about this. And I figured I would share this real quick, as I just previously mentioned it a few moments ago, of why one of the next lights going on this truck will probably be for the rear view at the back of the truck. Because when you try to back up this truck at night, that's the clarity that you get. Nothing out your side mirrors because there's just not enough light coming out the back. So yet again, check out their lights to take care of that need as well.